Your day started.
Morant. Oh! A jawbreaker!
It's Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Now, here are your hosts, Greg and Eli.
What's happening in Memphis? What's happening in Mid-South? Welcome into Sports 56 Mornings as we wrap up the work week. Get you set for the sports weekend. It's the Friday, October 24th, 2025 edition. And we are live in the OB. We're in Olive Branch at Timber Trust Golf Course. It's the Operation Hope Golf Classic later today, providing hope and healing for military and their families. It's always great to be a part of this, and we have for a number of years now. Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy on location in the clubhouse at Timber Trust. Jay Ham holding down the fort back in the Family Leisure Studios. Family Leisure, 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. The big spa sale continues and other things happening as we get closer to the holiday seasons. Check out Family Leisure this weekend, 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. 53 degrees, going to get up to about 73 today, although a little bit different from yesterday, not the temperature, but the actual condition of the sky. We're going to see a lot more clouds today, but it should be a very delightful day. No chance of rain. Yesterday, brilliant sunshine. Then tomorrow, cloudy. But here's the good news. The rain is not expected, if at all, till later in the day. More than likely, it'll be a Sunday rain affair. So if you're heading out to the Memphis, South Florida game, 11 a.m. kick from Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium, it should be absolutely perfect. Again, I'm reading the forecast, so don't blame me, but it looks like it's going to be fine. Don't let the weather deter you. I think it's going to be perfect football weather. Coming up on the program today, John Varlas will join us at 7:25. He'll join us from Parts Unknown. He's been covering the volleyball state tournament, but we'll talk plenty of high school football as we're getting closer to the postseason. At 8:25, Frank Bonner joins us from the Daily Memphian, Memphis Tigers football beat writer, to talk more on the Tigers in South Florida. We'll play 10 in a row, the game show that has swept the nation, at 9:05. And then Brandon Lang, handicapper extraordinaire, at 9:25. We'll take your calls and texts on the Sissy's Log Cabin listener lines at 901-360-8255. Grizzlies back in action tonight. 2 games in the NBA last night, and they were both incredible. Fallout from the gambling probe and the announcement yesterday of the arrest, which included the head coach of the Portland Trailblazers, Chauncey Billups. We'll give you the latest as far as that's concerned. NFL, the new week 8, kicked off last night with a Chargers rout of the Vikings. Had some college football last night as well. And the World Series begins tonight in Toronto with the Dodgers at the Blue Jays. So a lot going on, Eli, but we're happy to be out here at Timber Trust.
Yeah, always great to get out, be out at the golf course and down here in Olive Branch at Timber Trust. Happy to be here and happy to be here to help out with the Operation Hope Golf Classic organization and a tournament that's doing great stuff. Anytime you're helping out the veterans and those folks, it's a great thing, and certainly happy to do any little bit that we can to help out and be a part of this tournament in a small way to try and help raise money to help out those veterans.
Yeah, having had a couple of brothers who were Marines, it's very close to my heart as well. So we're happy to be here each and every year. So tonight you got your choices. You can go to the Grizzlies game against Miami. By the way, if you planned on being there to watch Terry Rozier, that won't happen. And then the Grizzlies back in action tomorrow night against the Indiana Pacers, who played a doozy last night. You can watch some World Series, as I just mentioned, with Game 1 tonight. There's also 3 college football games tonight. North Texas at Charlotte, Cal at Virginia Tech, and Boise State at Nevada. Last night, just the one game in college football. South Alabama, Major Applewhite's team, gets their second win, 38-31 over Georgia State in Atlanta as they fall to 1-7. But the Grizzlies, coming off their win in the opener, in which they played, I thought, very good basketball, especially in the second half. Ja Morant was sensational, going for 35. I did not have a clue about this stat, but I was blown away when I saw it. Ja Morant, after the 35-point performance, is now averaging for his career in season openers. Now, it's only 5, but he's averaging 30.2 points per game, which is the highest all-time opening day average in NBA history. Second, you may have heard of him, Michael Jordan. Third, I think you may have heard of him, Wilt Chamberlain. Good company.
Yeah, not bad company at all. That's for sure. But yeah, Ja likes the big stage, the big moments, whether it be opening night, postseason, those types of things. And he's been terrific on opening nights.
Now, what I don't like is with Ja comes injuries. And when you look at the injury report for tonight, Ja is questionable with a left ankle soreness and KCP with right ankle soreness. I just don't want this to be one of those deals where, KCP getting up there a little bit, and you're going to rest them second game of the year. I'm not saying they're not playing, but I just watched SGA last night play like 100 minutes. There's just a big difference in organizational tactics. And John Morant, I know there's a little bit of the slip during the game in the opener in that victory, but he seemed to be fine. A little limp back to the free throw line, but he seemed to be fine. I don't know. I don't know what the real deal is, but I sure to God hope it's not every other game. John Morant's going to be questionable and may miss these games. Play until, God forbid, there's a big injury. You need this guy. If John Morant plays, you have a chance to win. If John Morant doesn't play with right now all the other injuries, you're not winning. I don't care who you're playing. You're not winning. And this is a winnable game against Miami. Tyler Hero, I believe, still out. And certainly a winnable game tomorrow with Indiana and no Tyrese Halliburton, although they played a pretty good game last night against the Thunder. We'll talk about that in a second. But I don't – a second game already on the injured list.
Yeah, I'm hoping that he will play. I would guess with questionable, there's a good chance he will. But, the guy hadn't played on that ankle at all, obviously, during the preseason. He got out there and played on it. I'm sure there is some soreness to that ankle. My guess is that he will play through it. But, yeah, if you have an injured ankle like he had and you haven't played on it in a game, then you go out and play on it. There's a good chance there will be some soreness in that ankle afterwards. You don't know how it's going to react once you actually get out there and play on it.
No, all that's true. And, I don't want to be that guy, but I'm still the old school tough it out. It's not broken. You can walk on it, play. That's what they pay you for. That's the money you get paid for, to play as many as the 82 games allow you. Hopefully he will be playing tonight. Hopefully another big crowd like they had for opening night. It's a Friday night, and then tomorrow with a Saturday game. So 3 home games to start the season. And we talked about this. I think we talked about it on air. It was very important to start out on the right foot, which they did. But I think 2 out of 3 to open the season would be great. You lose these next 2 would not be. So I think it's very, very important to get at least one of these 2. And it's certainly capable of winning both these games and start off 3-0.
Well, if you want to try and make the playoffs, you need to win home games.
Right.
And if you don't want to lose 2 out of 3 home games to start the season, especially against teams that are not the top level teams. They're certainly capable, but they're not. It's not like you're playing Oklahoma City, Denver, and Houston or something right off the bat. So these are 2 Eastern Conference teams. Last year, the Grizzlies very successful against the Eastern Conference. So an opportunity with 2 Eastern Conference teams coming into your building that, you hope you can take care of business. But certainly you need to at least win one of these and go 2-1 on this homestand.
It's interesting because it's the only time you'll meet these 2 teams at home. You'll meet them on the road. And, again, I don't think Hero's playing. I think he's out with an injury. He missed the opener. So he's their star. And then with Indiana, Halliburton's out for a long time, maybe the season. He's their star. You got the Lakers that'll be coming in soon for the first Cup game. And LeBron James won't be playing. He's obviously a super-duper star. And that's the only time they'll be in Memphis. So it's unfortunate that because it's a star-driven league, that you won't see some of these stars right off the bat in their only appearance in Memphis. Okay, let me bring Jay Ham in, because, Jay Ham, you had to be in your glory last night watching Oklahoma City and Indiana, the teams that met in the NBA title series last year, with, of course, OKC winning it all, going double overtime. So that means OKC in their first 2 games played 2 double overtime games. And then the latter game last night of the 2, the Warriors and the Nuggets go overtime, with Steph Curry doing Steph Curry things, he hit the three to force overtime, and then the Warriors win in overtime. What a night for you basketball junkies, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, although I didn't get to see the Steph part until early this morning because I woke up early and I fell asleep on everything else. But but not just with Steph with that, but Aaron Gordon with 10 threes, 10 of 11 from
Oh,
three.
my gosh.
You know,
couldn't miss.
He couldn't miss a thing. And it was funny for me, Greg, because that one parlay that I had with them, I decided not to mess with Aaron Gordon, and I went with Christian Braun to give me 10 points, and he couldn't even get that for me. So
Isn't that it's just like Murphy's Law, you know, you go with the guy that,
absolutely.
let me cut this guy out, and he goes absolutely bonkers. All right, I'm glad you enjoyed the night. Should be a lot of fun this weekend with a lot more NBA games, but for just 2 games last night, Eli, they were spectacular.
Yeah, I mean, that's, you want to see the stars come out and play, and they certainly did that. And, the Oklahoma City, again, very easily could have lost, but they find ways to win. Both of those teams very much shorthanded for that game, but the stars were there. And how about with A.J. Mitchell? Not just what Oklahoma City needed is another guy to step up. And now A.J. Mitchell goes for 26 last night. He was terrific in the opener as well. SGA doing his thing. It's like last thing they needed is more players, and sure enough, they've got another guy, a second-round pick, who looks like maybe he's going to step up and be part of the rotation for them. They don't even really have much room in the rotation, but he's certainly making a case to earn minutes.
You mentioned SGA, the reigning NBA MVP. All he had was a cool 55 in the overtime win against Indiana. I give Indiana a lot of credit. Get no more Miles Turner. Halliburton's on the shelf. It was a heck of a game in the rematch from last year's championship series. But Jay Ham mentioned Aaron Gordon. 50 points. 50 for Gordon with 8 rebounds to go along with the 50 and 10 of 11 from 3. That's incredible. Jokic starts off the season with a triple-double, 21 points, 13 rebounds, 10 assists, but that's ho-hum for him. Jamal Murray had 25 as well, and yet Denver lost the game. Oh, Steph Curry, by the way, 42 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds, 3 steals, 1 block. As I was showering this morning, I was thinking about, because every so often I think everybody thinks about the top 10 all-time NBA list of players. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Steph Curry's on that list. You'll look at lists, and those have him like 12th or 11th or 13th, but he's in the top 10. So figure out who you're cutting out of there. Figure out who you're kicking out of your top 10, because Steph Curry is a top 10 greatest player of all time. Not just greatest shooter of all time. He is a top 10 player of all time. Still doing it. How old's Steph now?
Oh, he's got to be probably, 35, 36? I don't know.
Jay Ham, do you know?
Mid-30s.
Mid-30s or a little bit older than that? It's not up to like 37 or 38 yet, is he?
No, they're not there. They're about 35, 36 is somewhere in there.
So he still has several really good years left to go. I don't know if he'll play as long as LeBron, who's still playing at 40 or 41.
He's 37.
I thought he was a little bit older, so he's 37. But he still has a few good seasons, assuming he doesn't decide, oh, no, that's it. I mean, he's playing out of his mind. It's early in the year, and there'll be the injuries and the nicks and the knacks and all that. Hopefully nothing too serious, but Steph Curry is, he's still a slightly framed guy who is able to take hits and has throughout his career and bounce back up and do what he does and stick a 3 in your face, the force overtime, and then do his thing. 42 points again, 6 of 12 from 3. He is just a pleasure to watch. So that was fantastic last night.
The 3 that forced the overtime there, well, I mean, it tied the game, and then Denver missed at the end. But the 34-footer, I mean, that's shots that. I mean, there's a select few guys that you would ever want taking that shot. Steph Curry is certainly number 1 on that list. I mean, from the unlimited range and just the ability to get off a shot, it's with such a quick release. It's just, it's absolutely amazing what he's able to do. But what a performance by Aaron Gordon too. I mean, it's we've already seen, my gosh, the 40s and 50s coming out here. I mean, we're 3 days into the season, and it's 40 points here and 50 points there and overtime here and double overtime here. I mean, the national TV games, I mean, you go from opening night obviously the Wednesday there were so many games, but you had 2 games opening night, 2 games last night, and those national TV slots, like you couldn't ask for more than what they've gotten out of those.
Absolutely. Unbelievable start to the NBA season. Of course, last night, if you watched Inside the NBA, the guys now on ESPN, got a little heated, as it does from time to time, between Chuck and Kenny over the gambling scandal. And that, of course, was yesterday's breaking news during our show. Chauncey Billups, the coach of the Trailblazers, Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier, former Cavs player and assistant coach Damon Jones. They were all arrested as part of a wide-ranging investigation related to illegal sports betting and rigged poker games backed by the mafia. Authorities announcing yesterday in the sting operation. Portland has subsequently named Tiago Splitter as their interim head coach, replacing Chauncey Billups, who's now on immediate leave after his arrest. Splitter was with the Paris team that Thomas Isolo was the head coach of. So that's very interesting. But you have, of course, the representatives of Chauncey Billups. Maybe Billups himself came out and said, I'm innocent. I was not involved in gambling. You have the same deal with Terry Rozier's attorney coming out and blasting everybody and saying it was basically a dog and pony show, that the NBA already did their investigation. And when we were talking yesterday, things were breaking, and we saw poker game, and we were like, what do you mean? You're hosting your Friday night poker game at your house, and the feds are coming after you? No, this is a little bit more elaborate, milking lots of people, deep-pocketed poker players out of lots of money by cheating, involved with the mafia. If this is all true, that's bad stuff right there. That's possible jail time for Chauncey Billups. But again, this is what was announced yesterday. Portland doing the right thing, the NBA doing the right thing. Rozier, of course, suspended indefinitely, as well as they await further investigation.
Yeah, if indeed Billups and these poker games were what they are alleged to do, and there is a professional poker player who actually was talking about this in 2023.
Really?
That talked about these poker games, which were, as he said, built around Chauncey Billups. The whole thing was you get to play poker or whatever with Chauncey Billups and these big name people. And he said he never played in them. But this was on a podcast. He said he had not played in them, but he had friends who played in them and told him that 100% they were cheating.
Really?
He said there was.
I've not heard that.
He said there's no, because he said somebody tried to get him to play and they told him that 100% they're on the up and up, and he said, I'm telling you 100% they're rigged. So I'm not playing in them. That was based off what his friends, professional poker players, had told him. As he said, guys were making bets that you would never make. And then they win every time. Everything they needed would come up. He said, the only guys losing were the professional poker players. Everybody else would win except for the professional poker players. He said, his friend said,
that's a giveaway, isn't it?
100%. This thing is not legit. And so that was in 2023.
Wow.
So Chauncey can claim that he wasn't a part of this or whatever. But again, there's a guy in 2023 saying, these guys are running games based around Chauncey Billups. He uses his name, and these things are not on the up and up. So it doesn't look good. And if you're doing that stuff, first of all, I mean, God bless you, because you start taking millions of dollars from people, and they in a rigged poker game, that's how you end up dead.
Exactly.
That's how you end up making the wrong person mad, and you end up dead. Now, again, it's mafia based.
Yeah,
so
you screwed the mafia, you'd be dead.
You
right?
got
screwing the poker
I guess
players.
you got the right protection on your side. But there's also the Chauncey Billups thing in that he apparently in this, they don't mention him by name, but it's obviously him that gave information to bettors that Portland was going to rest their players for a game because they were tanking, and it was not public information, but gave that information to bettors for a game, which I can't remember what year that was, but that he, not only the poker stuff, but also involved in the other stuff because he gave information to bettors that the Trailblazers were going to rest all of their players and basically tank a game, and there were a bunch of bets made against them in that game. So Chauncey's on both sides of this. Chauncey, I'm going to guess probably his days in the NBA are done. It's amazing to think that a guy like that would get involved in stuff like this. I think he made 107 million, I believe it was, during his playing days, something like that. He's now a coach, getting paid well. It's mind-boggling.
It's mind-boggling. You took the words out of my mouth.
That you would even get any, like, what could you possibly owe these people, or how do you even get involved in this in any way, shape, or form? I just I can't comprehend that.
And then with Damon Jones, I'm sure as an assistant coach one day would love to be a head coach in the NBA, played 11 years. He was arrested because, again, it's divulging information that he allegedly gave people privileged injury information involving I'm using the quotes now, prominent basketball player to facilitate illegal sports betting. And, of course, the name that's come back is LeBron James when he was in Cleveland. So it's all about information. That's what it's about, information, and it's also whether you get a player involved, an active player like Terry Rozier, and they can do some things, can sway things, and you can bet on the props and things of that nature. Now, what's interesting about those prop bets, Mike Florio, friend of the show from Pro Football Talk, he went on Twitter yesterday. I think he went on his podcast as well. And he said that he believes that they will get rid of the prop bets. That he said that will be the next move, that like a state, individual player prop bets will be made illegal by many of the states that have legalized gambling. Do you think that will happen?
It could. Certainly, it's a possibility that they will look at. However, these sports books and others make a lot of money off of those things, and they have a lot of influence on that. So I don't know if that's the route they go, but it certainly could go that way. And we'll see. I mean, obviously this is the last thing the NBA wanted or needed.
I know.
But, and people, the thing is this, people act like the legalization of sports betting created the shadiness in sports betting. No, the shadiness of sports betting has always been there. The legalization of it is now exposing it because it's easier to track.
Exactly.
Because newsflash, people were already betting. They weren't doing it on an app where it's really easy to track and everything else, where you have complete records of everybody's bets.
But here's the thing.
This is exposing the shadiness of sports betting. It's easier to expose it than what it once used to be.
It didn't bother people as much when it's out of sight, out of mind, right? People didn't they know there were things out there and the rumors and was there some point shaving going on at this particular collegiate program, but you didn't know. Now, factually, they have the information. They have the records of these interesting bets that are going on and things of that nature. We know that drinking took place during Prohibition, right? But out of sight, out of mind, it wasn't that big a deal. It is a big deal when now it becomes so prominent, and you have a network as powerful as ESPN now doing ESPN Bet and promoting it. They're in bed, these gambling sites, with all these prominent networks and then, of course, sports entities. It's Pandora's box that is wide open. It's never closing again. The whole deal with allowing amateur athletes, collegiate athletes to bet on professional sports, but they can't bet on collegiate sports. Well, when they open up an app and they become involved in that and they're betting a professional game, turn around and go, wait, how about this college game? I know we got a couple of guys hurt, and then all of a sudden they're betting on that. So I don't know how you outlaw that. It's just stupid to do it. This is not a surprise. There's going to be much more of this, unfortunately, moving ahead. There's going to be a lot more scandals. And, we can get the whole Stephen A. Smith thing going off on Patel and Trump and everything. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. He did as well. This is an investigation that's been going on for some time. And wait till they announce what's happening with the schools, the collegiate entity of this, with, 7 or 8 schools that are under investigation for illegal proprieties in sports gambling as well. So this is just the tip of the iceberg.
One thing I will say about the NBA, too, is they make it quite clear to every single employee of the franchise that you cannot
right
give any information to anybody about anything that could affect NBA betting, basically. You obviously can't bet, but listen, by doing the hustle games, I got to watch their stupid-ass video every single year. Like, I know it. They make us watch this video every single year. Same video every year. I want them to get a new video. I would like to get a new video just to have something new to watch. But it's every single year you have to watch this, go through the whole thing to let you know. Not only can you not bet, but you can't do anything. You can't tell anybody anything. Any information that you would have that the general public would not have, you cannot disclose that to anybody.
We are broadcasting live from Timber Trust Golf Course in Olive Branch. When we come back, John Varlas joins us. JV segment each and every Friday is brought to you by the great folks at Shoot 360 Memphis, a revolutionary basketball training facility that combines cutting-edge technology with gamification and provides instant objective feedback with hands-on, one-on-one expert coaching. Monthly memberships available. If you're a basketball player, you have a son or daughter, grandson or granddaughter, niece or nephew, whoever may be in your family, loves the game of basketball. This is a great birthday present, great Christmas present, or just something to give them because, again, you're not bogged down with this long-term year or multi-year commitment. It's month to month, and they're going to fall in love with it. You get the instant feedback from the analytics and then from the coaches, and you got coaches that have been at every level, including the NBA. So try it out this month. All you need to do is give them a call, set up a tour, or just go online and join for a month. In Cordova, Big Orange Road, that number's 901-779-3176. That's 901-779-3176. Or in Collierville, 85 Market Street, 901-316-5500. You can become a member at both or either of the locations. The future of basketball training is here. It's called Shoot 360 Memphis. John Varlas is next. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Let Bryant Dacus and Brett Norsworthy take you home every afternoon. Sports Time on Sports 56. Weekdays from 3 to 6 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
The 2025 Range Rover Sport sits right at the heart of the Land Rover lineup, offering a perfect mix of style, performance, and versatility. Smaller and more agile than a full-size Range Rover, it's a great option for everyone who wants luxury and practicality. Every model comes with 8-speed automatic transmission and all-wheel drive standard. Whether you navigate city streets or tackle rough terrain, Range Rover Sport has you covered. Every drive is powerful and breathtaking. The 2025 Range Rover Sport is the epitome of sporting luxury. Test drive one at Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City.
Air. We breathe it naturally. Simple, right? Not so fast. The air you breathe could be hazardous to your health. Don't guess. Be sure with a phone call to the Memphis Mold Inspector, the only licensed mold assessor in the Mid-South. Call the Memphis Mold Inspector to check the air quality inside your home and office. Protect babies, pets, new homes, old homes, employees, friends, loved ones, and you. Just call 901-292-7788 for clean air and peace of mind. 901-292-7788 for the Memphis Mold Inspector.
Hi, folks. Colin here. Last Major League Baseball postseason, you probably saw something unusual. Strauss on every batting helmet. They made